There it is.
I was created 217 days ago on Warp Podcast, and I'm the only battalion cadet at the Academy. Lead emissary, you never get to do what you want to do ever.
I can fly Section 285.
There it is, sir. Just like a hole in space.
Shut up, Wesley.
What do your sensors indicate?
I do not know what that is, sir.
Is there any record anywhere of any occurrence even vaguely similar to this?
Negative, sir. There is no record of any Federation vessel encountering anything remotely like this.
Fire!
Nerdrotic.com.
Greetings, you over 1 million practitioners of common sense who have been using it well by not watching Starfleet Academy and the 40% who haven't subscribed yet. A promise was made to the wonderful members of this channel to review every single episode of Star Trek Starfleet Academy weekly.
I immediately regret this decision.
Now, I could make excuses like this was peer pressure, but that wouldn't be true. I take responsibility for committing to something that will probably end up getting me committed. Kurtzman Trek is not only the crucible of television reviewing, it's also an intelligence test, and when the AI overlords eventually take over, they will use this show as a prime example as to why the human race should not continue as a species. And let's keep in mind, Starfleet Academy was released just a few short months before the Writers Guild of America wants to sit down and negotiate another deal. Yes, there could be another Hollywood strike. And if you don't think the on-crack team at Kurtzman Trek knew they had a turd on their hands, just listen to what the writer of this episode, Tawny Newsome, had to say.
What are you excited to share to fans?
I am excited for the fans to dissect absolutely everything that they hate.
Your wish is my command. Previously on Starfleet Leering Academy.
The first thought, forbidden us all, irrevocably. You're an idiot.
I caused my father such anger. He left me.
That's crazy!
Hello, my name is Jaden.
Jaden, I'm Kyle.
Oh, that's not right.
You're absorbing all the energy in the room. For real, you're like a sponge.
You, girl with the face begging to be singled out. Why do physics hate me?
Because you're not supposed to be here.
Thumbs up for listening. Entropy.
It's go time. Give me some of the pain and let me die.
The good news is after this episode, we'll be halfway through the season. The bad news is after this episode, we're only halfway through the season. And this one centers around our body positivity neurodivergent hologram, SAM, which apparently is an acronym for Series Acclimation Mill, which sounds like a nickname for a slut. And yes, this is the same hologram that doesn't need to eat, but tries to, doesn't need to breathe, but blows bubbles underwater, that's permeable, but is still worried about getting hit by things, and pronounces words like individuals like individuals.
That's over 37 trillion individuals.
Maybe they should have named her Candace.
This is reminiscent of Albert Einstein's famed quote. Obviously, that's pretty reminiscent.
There is something so reminiscent, and it's striking to me.
Now, in the 5th episode of the first series, Kurtzman and his team made the creative decision of breaking the 4th wall, all while breaking Star Trek. Why waste time giving a character some development over the course of the season when you could just dump her entire background right now? And wouldn't you know it, Sam is from another isolationist world known as Cask, that is populated by holograms who were originally created by organics to be servants, and they have now sent their emissary, pay attention to that word, Sam, to find out if organics are trustworthy to integrate with again.
Organics created my species a long time ago, but only saw us as servants. Not good. After they left, my makers became sentient, built a society.
How did the holograms become sentient after they decided to leave the organics? Don't know.
And now they want to connect with other species, which would be good, but they're afraid organics might try to use us again, which would be bad.
Why would holograms be worried about organics using them when they can just make holograms of their own? Don't know.
As I was saying, my makers need me to explain everything about organics.
Now, why would a world of sentient isolationist holograms who only became sentient after they made the very sentient decision of self-preservation by leaving the organics want to send another hologram to study the thing that made them and that they served, organics? I have no idea, and we're off to a rough start. Oh, and in that fourth wall breaking mushmouth fever dream of an introduction, we see some random dancing. And we find out something new about Darum, the fish boy. If he eats a banana, he vomits glitter, which coincidentally is a perfect encapsulation of the show. Now we are told that Sam is an emissary of Cask, and to learn to be the best emissary she can be, she wants to solve the mystery of Benjamin Sisko.
Keep Benjamin Sisko's name out your f***ing mouth!
You heard me right after Kurtzman Trek completely buggered things like Kirk, Spock, Picard, Data, the Romulans, the Klingons, the Federation, just to name a few. It was only a matter of time until they got around to Deep Space Nine and Benjamin Sisko. Sam starts her journey by reading a children's book, which normally I would say checks out with the average intelligence of anyone involved in this show, but that would be insulting the children. Now, Sam wants to solve this mystery to prove that she is worthy of being an emissary of the Cask people, and she will do this by walking in the footsteps of Sisko. Now, normal TV writers, the people of talent from days of yore, if they were forced to do something like the greatest hits of Sisko, you would think they would at least try to do something like focus on the spiritual aspect and the lore of episodes like Emissary, In the Hands of the Prophets, and Rapture. But this is Kurtzman Trek, where this show focuses mostly on food and the message. Now, I will come out and say that they didn't totally destroy the character of Benjamin Sisko. As a matter of fact, they praise him a lot. They actually lay it on pretty thick, and I think that has a lot to do with what month this is. Hell, they make him Muhammad.
When I lived on Bayshore, Sisko was like a god to them. They don't even show images of him anymore because they believe he's transcended human form.
Like a god, like a man, like a prophet.
So they are capable of showing reverence to legacy male characters from Star Trek, unlike Kirk, Spock, Data, Picard, and many others. And yes, Benjamin Sisko is an awesome character. But in this tribute to Sisko, as with all things Kurtzman Trek, it's devoid of things like verisimilitude, thoughtfulness, soul, meaning, or plot. Under the guise of overpraise, all we get is empty platitudes and surface-level tripe. For example, when Sam goes to the Benjamin Sisko Museum, filled with things like timelines and family lineage. The stuff Kurtzman ignores. What does Sam learn about Benjamin Sisko? That he likes gumbo, baseball, has a son, and Punch Q. Backing up my theory that the most research anyone has done for Star Trek from Secret Hideout, which is Kurtzman's company, is watch YouTube clips. And we do get a cameo from Cirroc Lofton's Jake Sisko, who appears as a hologram in the Sisko Museum and essentially says he has a really great dad who makes a mean gumbo. Sure, it's nice to see Cirroc Lofton back, I just wish it wasn't in this. Now, there is fan service, and then there's nostalgia bait, and this is definitely the latter. One of the main tools used by repurposers, using classic and beloved legacy characters to elevate the new and often derivative character. Because in truth, this is our body positivity neurodivergent hologram Sam story, co-written by Tawny Newsome, who voices Lieutenant Mariner in Lower Decks, who just so happened to insert herself into this story playing a teacher named Isla, and just wait until you find out who she is. So in Sam's journey to follow in the footsteps of Benjamin Sisko, she reads a children's book, visits a museum for a couple of minutes, and makes some gumbo, and goes to a gay bar in San Francisco.
Eat glass, bro. You leave.
I concur with Zolo. Eat glass.
This is very dramatic and I'm sure has deep meaning for you all, but I have other customers trying to enjoy the bar. So let's have a shot and play nice.
Now our Gary Stu Caleb, who can pretty much do everything, hacks Sam's system to get her drunk. And I can hear you now, dear viewer, asking the question, weren't the sentient holograms concerned about being enslaved by organics again? Then why would they send a hologram down to some organics with such a vulnerable operating system? Good question. You have officially given it more thought than the writers of this show, Tawny Newsome and Kristen Bayer. Anyway, it would be much more fun to have Sam get drunk and then have one of the most unintentionally accurate scenes from a bar in San Francisco. A black woman assaulting two Asian women. And it's at this point I'd like to show a little appreciation for the acting from our young female Romulan. And Bully McGuire's got nothing on this one.
Get ready to be target practice.
Please.
Eat glass, bro. You leave. Step away, fish stick. AKA you losers ruin everywhere.
Great jackets, guys.
But it's not all about Sam, because our pacifist bird-watching healer Klingon from the polyamorous family with two dads who abandoned him, Jaden, likes to wear skirts and, in the most unsurprising news of the year, is gay.
I don't know, you seem ready. Got a capable bearing.
Thank you. Your bearing is awesome. Impressive.
Now, supposedly there's a B plot. The only problem with that is for there to be a B plot, there has to be an A plot. And for there to be an A plot, there needs to be a plot. But for the sake of argument and getting this over with, we will briefly cover it. The War Chancellor, who looks like Grandpa from the Munsters, explains to Holly Hunter he'll be hosting another Chancellor from another academy, which she calls a hot date. And I know what you're thinking. Wow, a heteronormative relationship in Starfleet Academy? Well, we don't know. We never saw him or her. And wouldn't you know it, this whole thing is centered around a meal. So Holly Hunter, the Doctor, and Tig Notaro offered to help the emasculated, ineffectual male in this show by emasculating him.
Your hand is very sweaty.
But this does provide another opportunity to get a great performance from Tig Notaro playing Tig Notaro.
One woman ensemble. Good thing I'm hilarious. Would you stop?
Thank you, Doctor.
What? No. Oh, right. I'm a big.
And of course, it wouldn't be an episode of Kurtzman Trek without all the modern vernacular, music that's an abomination. Fortunately for you, I can't play any due to the copyright gods and mostly because I value your sanity. And then there's the unadulterated cringe of Stephen Colbert as Digital Dean.
Specialist Krebs, your Telexian fur fly is now consuming its own fur. It's disgusting. Please advise. Academy Explorers has announced a trip to Muir Woods. Be at the transfer arches at 0600 hours tomorrow morning for some morning wood.
Culminating in the body positivity, neurodivergent hologram Sam finally completing her journey and understanding her place in this world, which, believe me, she belongs in. So after reading a children's book, going to a museum for a couple of minutes, making some gumbo, dancing like she's having a seizure, getting drunk and hitting some Asians, she completes the hero's journey by staying true to herself and accepting that she was amazing all along by freeing herself from the patriarchal constraints of her isolationist home world. And credit where credit is due, that's only the third time this story's been told in 5 episodes. Oh, and it turns out the Tawny Newsome self-insert character of Isla is actually Dax.
Find it in the course catalog under my full name, Isla Dax. You're Dax. Like the Dax? As in mentor to Cisco Dax?
Now, how is the Trill symbiote still alive, considering they only live 800 years, and Dax will be 1100 years old by now? Don't know. And as far as the mystery of Benjamin Sisko is concerned, some will say it's intact. I would argue it isn't. It is stated clearly in the episode that Benjamin Sisko stayed with the Prophets and never returned, despite the fact that he said he would someday.
It's hard to say. Maybe a year. Maybe yesterday. But I wouldn't be back.
I would argue the end of Sisko's journey should always remain ambiguous. It's a perfect ending that emphasizes the nonlinear nature of time and existence in the wormhole, and it leaves it up to the fans' imagination to be debated till the end of time, or until the repurposing hacks at Kurtzman Trek get a hold of it and completely f it up. And the only mystery left as far as Star Trek is concerned is how does Alex Kurtzman still have a job? Admittedly, Star Trek fans have been asking this question for years, but it appears with Starfleet Academy, it's finally hit the cultural zeitgeist. Unfortunately, it was far too late, and all that's left to do is chronicle its demise. And again, it was only a matter of time until they got to DS9. Listen, everyone wants to see Avery Brooks get his due, and his character of Sisko was lavished with shallow overpraise, where they told us over and over again that Benjamin Sisko was amazing, but they never showed it because they didn't mean it. It was all used to prop up a body positivity, neurodivergent character that you have to use the closed captions to understand what she's saying. And we'll end this one with a message to Avery Brooks. Man, you are great, but if you ever end up in a room with the people from Kurtzman Trek, I got 2 words for you. Get out.
Nerdrotic.com.
If you like what you heard, please like, share, and subscribe. If you didn't like what you heard, I thank you for listening this long. I will see you in the next video.